Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, we are going to review an American biographical film that is a thought-provoking, exciting, and quite intoxicating dark comedy crime movie released in 2013. We are talking about The Wolf of Wall Street movie directed by Martin Scorsese and written by Terence Winter. The film is based on true events from Jordan Belfort's biography, which was published in 2007 by himself. The story revolves around Jordan Belfort, who works as a Wall Street broker for L.F. Rothschild in 1987. He is shown to be employed under a senior stockbroker, Mark Hanna. In the beginning, Mark Hanna tells Jordan Belfort about the happening life of a stockbroker and tells him that he can make a tremendous amount of money in this market as a stockbroker. Jordan is seen to be already tense about his career due to Black Monday. It was the time when the stock market was in its worst state. Not only the US, but all countries were being affected by it. So, Jordan had to find a way to save his career. Mark Hanna tells Jordan Belfort about the ways of the stock market and the secretive but brilliant ways of the stock exchange. The tricks he tells Jordan are not legal at all. He tells Jordan to take the client's money, invested in a crappy company, and earn commission from the stocks. In the end, the client is left with exorbitant losses, and the person will be rich from all the investments you've made. Jordan starts working in Long Island, in a boiler room brokerage specializing in penny stocks. Due to his high commission rates and aggressive dealing tactics, Jordan makes quite a lot of money while working there. He becomes friends with his neighbor, Donnie Azoff, and they decide to start a company together. Jordan Belfort and Donnie Azoff started their company in the late 1980s and named it Stratton Oakmont. Unfortunately, Jordan started using the same illegal methods to make money as he would, told by Mark Hanna. His company started with only a staff of 20 people. This number increases to 250 as Jordan's stock exchange tricks become successful. These stockbrokers working in Jordan's company are referred to as rat holes, as they use deceitful methods to fraud people. Jordan's fraud, lies, and illegal doings increase with the success of his company. The more money he earns, the more arrogant he becomes. Soon he becomes corrupted by drugs and prostitutes. With more money on hand, he starts throwing lavish parties for his staff whenever they make a big commission. All this money attracted the media to Stratton Oakmont. Belfort features in the Forbes magazine and is referred to as the Wolf of Wall Street. During this time, Jordan starts dating a girl named Naomi LaPaglia. When his wife finds out about this hidden affair, Jordan divorces her and marries his girlfriend Naomi. As Jordan's company started making millions, it caught the eye of the SEC and FBI. They start to suspect Stratton Oakmont of doing fraud and using illegal stock exchange methods, so they start investigating Stratton Oakmont and Jordan Belfort. Then there comes a time when Jordan manages to secure Steve Madden's IPO and earn $22 million in just 3 hours. Naturally, this increases the FBI's suspicion, and they become sure that something big and illegal is happening inside the walls of Stratton Oakmont. The FBI starts keeping a hawk eye on Jordan and his employees, so Jordan has to find a secure way to stash away his illegally earned money. He has to do so without getting caught by the FBI. Jordan also starts covering his tracks, which could give him away as a fraud. Even with the whole FBI behind him, Jordan thinks he is above the law. There is a fantastic scene where he invites the FBI agents to his boat, his 154-foot yacht. The scene shows how much contempt and how little this guy cares for authority. With the help of a former Swiss banker, Jean-Jacques Sorel, Jordan tries to hide his overflowing wealth. Sorel helped him open a Swiss bank under the name of Naomi's aunt, Aunt Emma. Because Emma is a British citizen, she is away from the reach of American authorities. Jordan asks for help from his friend Brad Botnick, who is living in Switzerland with his wife and in-laws. They all have European passports, which can help Jordan in laundering his illegal money. While all this is taking place, Brad and Donnie get into a fight in public. Police arrest Brad in the same place, while Donnie flees from the scene. Police investigate Brad about Jordan and Donnie, but to their dismay, Brad tells them nothing. On the other side, Jordan's private investigator informs him that Jordan's phone is being wiretapped by the FBI. Jordan's father advises him to leave Stratton Oakmont and take refuge in a hideaway. During this time, Jordan's lawyer is seen negotiating with the authorities to keep Jordan out of jail, but Jordan goes against his advice and gives his farewell speech standing right in the middle of his office. A quick reminder, before we continue our review of this classic movie, if you've enjoyed the video so far, consider subscribing, as we frequently upload such informative and entertaining videos. Let's continue. On their way to an Italy yacht trip, Jordan, Donnie, and their wives find out that Aunt Emma has passed away. To settle his secret bank account, Jordan decides to head to Switzerland immediately. Jordan orders his yacht captain to steer the yacht towards Monaco for crossing border controls. On their way, their yacht gets caught up in a horrifying storm. Jordan calls for his private plane to come rescue them from the middle of nowhere. However, the plane crashes on the way there because of a seagull flying into the engine. This unfortunate event makes Jordan rethink his life, and he decides to quit doing drugs. After exactly 2 years, Jordan gets arrested by the FBI when the police arrested Terrell in Florida due to unrelated charges, and he blabbed about Jordan to the FBI. Now Jordan knows that the FBI has a ton of proof against him, so he pleads for leniency. In return, Jordan has to find evidence against his coworkers still working at Stratton Oakmont. In the next scene, Naomi tells Jordan that she's divorcing him and wants full custody of their kids. This news drives Jordan mad, and he starts arguing with her. He tries to get away in their car with their daughter, but as he's driving out towards the road, the car crashes into a pillar. Naomi runs out of the garage and takes their daughter back into the house. The next day, when Jordan returns to his old company wearing a wire, he slips a note to Donnie telling him about it. Donnie keeps the note and takes it to the FBI. The FBI arrests Jordan because he was trying to trick them into their cooperation deal. Even though he was deceiving the FBI, Jordan received a minimal penalty in court due to his honest testimony, and he spent just 3 years in a minimum security prison. After getting released from prison, Jordan is seen spending his life conducting seminars on his famous sales technique. In the end, there is a scene where we see the real-life Jordan standing on the stage in the seminar. The camera turns to the audience, who are listening with all ears to the speaker on the stage. It's where the scene cuts and the movie ends. The most effective scene of this movie, and perhaps the most important one too, is the very end of the movie, where Jordan tells a salesman, "Sell me this pen." The salesman starts telling Belfort about the pen. He tells him how it's an amazing pen, and it's for professionals. But Jordan takes the pen back from him and moves to the next salesman. He gives him the same pen and says the same thing to him, "Sell me this pen." Like the first one, this salesman starts talking about the pen's features. Clearly it's not what Jordan wants to hear, because he takes the pen from this salesman too before he finishes his sentence. This scene is so important to the movie because it shows that no one in the room knew the right way to sell a pen. Only Jordan knew the trick of how to sell the product to a client. It was the same reason why only Jordan managed to become a millionaire. He knew how to get into people's heads and make them do what he wanted. So, what should have been the right response to Jordan's question? We get to know the trick in a scene right in the middle of the movie, where he's dining with his friends and gives them the same challenge. He asks his friends, who he has started this company with, to sell him a pen. He wanted to see which one of those had the skills to actually make a sale and lure people into their schemes. Only one person sitting at the table gave the right response. He asked Jordan to write his name on a napkin. Jordan responds that he doesn't have a pen to write it with, to which his friend replies, "Exactly, supply and demand." We saw when the other salesmen were asked to sell a pen, they started telling the features of the pen, but it's not the right sales technique. According to Jordan, you have to create urgency. You have to get them to want to buy the stuff. You want to make them believe that this is something they really need, and this is how they will buy anything you're selling. If you've already watched this movie, share your reviews with us in the comments below. And before you go, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends who are into drama and crime fiction movies. Thanks for watching.